Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Copper Dragon's here, and I'm going to be playing some more KNACK. So let's hop right in. And I should be getting pretty close to the end of the game. I'm in chapter 4 of like 13, so I'm more than halfway to the end of the game. And I think I'm about to be in chapter 9, if memory serves me correct. Yeah, at least that hit saved me from getting hurt by that explosion. Yeah, I might want to hit that relic thing again. You know, because that's not how it works. If I was any closer to that bomb, I would have definitely got hit for sure. Wow. Got hit by the bomb anyways. Poor timing, like always. Pretty soon I'm gonna beat Queso out for worst timing ever. If I ain't too careful, I'm gonna beat him out for worst timing. So I'm gonna try and hit him with a spell attack anyways. So yeah, that was easy. Okay, at least I have skill at these games that I play, you know? Or at least mediocre, which is kind of sad once you realize how long I've been playing games for, which is about 12 years now. That's kind of sad once you think about it, that I'm only like, this good at games, whenever I've been playing for about 12, 13 years now. So I defeated the enemy only to get killed instead. I'll count that one as a tie. You know, it's obviously a tie. So I died to those enemies in like 3 or 4 hits. Nice. Hey, at least I can actually recharge my Sunstone charge every single time I die. So yeah, that's a plus side. You know, if there's Sunstone here anyway, which there usually is. I did not realize that there was those relics behind there. And yes, I'm gonna be moving on to KNACK 2 whenever I get the chance after this game. Like after this game, I'm gonna be moving on to KNACK 2. So yeah, be sure to look out for that series whenever I get to it. And no, I will not be playing the game during this game because, well, obvious continuity reasons. So yeah, it just wouldn't make sense playing this game and the second game at the same time. For continuity reasons, obviously. At least I jumped last second. Else I would have been definitely hit. Didn't know I could do that. You know, jump and then instantly hit the attack button to, you know, do that barrel thing. faster. But honestly, after hearing that whole completionist thing that happened like a year or two ago, yeah, that kind of ruined my respect for him. Like, you don't treat like diseases, especially ones that killed a close family member. You don't treat that kind of stuff lightly, like how he did. Like with starting a foundation and then scamming people with said foundation. Especially if it killed if the same disease that you started the foundation to fight against, if that same disease killed one of your parents or whatever, one of your close family members or relatives. You don't just make lightly of something like that, like how the completionist did. Like a lot of my family members, I know this is kind of off topic considering, the completionist mom who died from, I believe it was some form of dementia or something. So, like, a lot of my relatives had cancer, but they did beat it. Like, a lot of my relatives did have cancer, at least at one point in their life or another, at least once. And they did beat it, but if they did end up dying from it, I just wouldn't, be scamming people, saying that I would help fight cancer with some fake, like foundation, whatever. Like, that's just taking things way too far. Like, don't people have any hearts for stuff like that anymore, frankly? Like, come on, that is nothing you should be making light over. Like, or scam people over, frankly. You should not be taking it that lightly or be making a mockery out of the entire foundation or the entire disease. Like, that is just messed up on so many levels. Like, that just really ticks me off. Like, I don't know if any of my family members had dementia or whatever. I don't know if they had any form of that. But, ooh boy, that ticks me off. That, like, really ticks me off. Heck, like, that's the main reason that that's the main reason why I don't really like killing is because I don't like seeing people get hurt. And I don't like whenever people make mockeries of those kinds of situations. And the way that Gerard did it, the completionist, yeah, that really ticks me off. Like, it ticks me off severely. Like, severely. Like, more than what anyone could ever know. Like, that just is so messed up on so many levels. Especially since members of my family dealt with, life-threatening diseases in their lives. Yeah, that ticks me off even more. Like, I'm not bringing up the fact that my family members had, those life-threatening diseases for sympathy bait or whatever. But it's just relevant to the situation here. It's just relevant to that kind of stuff, because, like, well, that just proves how I don't like taking that stuff lightly. Like, my mom had breast cancer once, I think once or twice in her life. I can't remember the exact total. But I do know that she had it like once or twice in her life. But like, it irks me hearing people trying to make a mockery of life-threatening diseases like that. Like, it just really ticks me off whenever people do that. So, yeah, I don't want to hear that kind of garbage. Especially knowing, especially, with what my mom went through with cancer and stuff. Like, I don't want to hear that garbage. Like, my mom meant a lot to me. And, I just don't want to hear that garbage. Like, I just don't want to... Like, I know that Gerard's mom went through, a different, life-threatening disease, illness, and she died from it. Like, a different kind of it, but still, that doesn't change anything on this subject, on how I don't want to hear people making mockeries of that kind of stuff. But honestly, and that lackluster, quote-unquote apology that Gerard did, yeah, that just ticked me off even more. Like, he didn't even do anything. He was just putting stuff off. He was just putting all the blame onto others to try and draw blame from him. Like, that's all he did. He didn't take any accountability. That is basically the same level of Pauline Ballinger's quote-unquote apology. That is literally on the same level. Neither of them took accountability for anything that they did. And that really ticks me off. Like, you did it, take accountability for it, and be a responsible adult. You did it, so take responsibility. I'm 19, and I actually know how to take responsibility for, if I, sure, I may have never screwed up as much as what they have, but still, I actually know how to take accountability whenever I know I'm wrong. So the fact that there's people out there, 2 or 3 times my age, that don't even know how to take accountability, yeah, that's pathetic. That is fucking pathetic. That there are people out there 2 or 3 times my age that don't even know how to take accountability whenever they know they're wrong. That is so pathetic. Not, I'm gonna feel sorry for you kind of pathetic. It's the, you need to actually learn how to improve yourself kind of pathetic. Honestly, I can't stand whenever people don't even know that they're wrong and can't even take accountability. I'm gonna turn off my mic real quick. But what's up with people not wanting to take accountability whenever they're obviously wrong?
I'm back. And I'm big.
That is so stupid. Learn to be a responsible adult and actually take responsibility for your wrongdoings and your own actions. There's no one else to blame for actions you did.
Okay. I think I know what
so
comes
take
next.
accountability
Right.
and actually, be a responsible adult.
Are you sure about this?
Just do it!
And it's sad that a 19-year-old has to be the one to say it. You know, I bet the doctor's gonna blame the engine randomly starting on the power of Charlotte or some bullcrap like that. You know, of a dead woman kind of, you know, like to ruin her legacy or whatever. For pointless exposition. Bring up her name for pointless exposition.
Just a bit further now. Let's go in quietly this time.
And mind you, Charlotte is the doctor's dead wife. Which I kind of wish that they did make a third game to the series. Like how they, and same with Minecraft Story Mode. Minecraft Story Mode, it
Understood.
did fall off in the later episodes, but
Ryder
it
and
still
Lucas
had
have
more
already
room to
reached
tell.
Wastelands.
It
Once we
had
get
still
wrapped
had
up here,
more room for
we'll go
story
and
to
join
tell.
them.
Just like this series.
Knack, why don't you go and see what you can do about opening that gate?
Like, there's just so much in a lot of stories that, you know, can still be told. There's still a lot of room for story. I'm gonna turn off the mic. Yeah. But like, there's so much story in a lot of these franchises that still can be told or fixed on. You know, for stuff that they didn't explain further. Which there are a lot of series that need to be put down to rest, like SpongeBob, Star Wars, Marvel, and some others. Like SpongeBob definitely needs to be put down to rest because it hasn't even been good since the first movie. It hasn't really been that good since the first movie, which was back in like what, 2004? 21 years ago? God, I feel old. And I'm not even 21 yet. Which this first SpongeBob movie and a Goofy movie were ironically my favorite movies as a kid. Even though they both were made before I was even born. A Goofy movie in 1995, I believe. And the first SpongeBob movie, in 2004. So yeah, both of them were made at least like a year to 10 years before I would. The first SpongeBob movie was made a year before I was born, and then the first Goofy movie was made 10 years before I was born. And mind you, that's all approximates anyways. It's not like exact dates, it's just estimates, rough estimates. But then again, my birthday is pretty late in the year, so yeah. So I'm gonna say about a year to 10 years. But the thing is, something that I really like about the second game to KNACK is how they actually add a height system. But something weird that I've noticed about the Ratchet & Clank series is how a lot of the game titles are dirty jokes. I mean, come on. Size matters. Up your arsenal. Quest for booty. Secret Agent Clank. Come on. And if you don't see how Secret Agent Clank, is a dirty joke, abbreviate it. And then you'll see how it's a dirty joke. Like, and abbreviations are taking the first letter of each word, and then putting it into its own unique... Wait, no, it's not abbreviations, it's acronyms. I don't know why I keep getting acronyms and abbreviations. I'm confused. Even though, like, they are kinda spelled similar, you know, but they have totally different meanings. Pretty sure they have different meanings anyways. Okay, these goblins are more high-tech, obviously, than the goblins I'm more used to facing. Yeah, I'm skipping out on the, you know, like, collectibles. I couldn't think of the word there for a second. But I'm skipping out on the collectibles, because, well, they pause the dialogue, they pause the recording, and, you know, I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. So, yeah. I still took damage. I just now realized I still had a full sun charge, so... yeah, I screwed up there. Yeah, that was more necessary than anything, because I was already so low on health. I think there's more stone crystals up further. I think there are, anyway. Yep. Sorry if I don't remember. If I don't remember some details about the game, like, if I don't remember certain aspects, it's because, well, they just escape my memory, which is usually very rare. Unless if it's, you know, weeks, months, or even years beforehand. Depending on, you know, how easily memorable, depending on how memorable those things are. And usually I don't remember much about set design. Like, and that's saying much. There are things that I do remember about set design, but not that much. Something that I cannot stand is how, is how people actually enjoy Miraculous Ladybug. Because, like, it is so poorly written. Like, it contradicts, like, almost everything about the plot, and not in a good way. All the characters are so one-note, and the characters that don't fall under the one-note category, they're usually poorly written in an extreme way. Now, come on. Hawkmoth, he's just, abusive father who just so happens to be obviously the villain of the series. And then, Cat Noir, and I'm not talking about Adrian here, because, well, I'm gonna talk about each, like, the superheroes and their, alter egos, separately for Ladybug and Cat Noir. Cat Noir, he's just a tier 3 sim. He's just a tier 3 Twitch sim. Which, same goes for, wait, no, Adrian, he's just a bumbling idiot that can't even acknowledge the literal crime, the literal criminal following him around every day, going up his hind end like a dog in heat, or whatever. Being Marinette, who is literally a stalker of a guy she barely even knows anything about. Then Ladybug, she's just playing off like this obviously fake sense of intelligence. Like, she says that she's really intelligent whenever there's literally close to nothing even remotely intelligent about her character. And then this superhero aspect of it ain't even real superhero-y. Like, sure, there's people in danger, but they don't even do anything to try and save them.
It certainly took a long time and a great
All they
deal of
do
effort.
is just throw random
Finally
item at
here.
random other item.
Our target is
And
nothing
then
less
boom,
than the complete
does
destruction
whatever
of Gundahar's
the heck it
manufacturing
needs to
capability,
for relevant
all
plot
existing
details
inventory
for
of
each
weapons.
item,
So,
and then just
where
stop
would you
the
like to start?
magic butterfly. And that's literally the plot to every episode.
How about that building?
That is literally every episode of Miraculous Ladybug. And there's no changing that. That is literally every episode. Like, I don't care how much you like that show. It is so poorly written, and obviously, too. Sorry if I sound a little aggravated. I've played some Infamous Second Son here recently, and ooh, ooh boy, that intro to that game aggravated me so much. Like it tried to make you see, like it tried to make the intro seem like you actually had a choice, but no, it was either let this character die or let this character die. And the way that they phrased it actually made it seem like you actually had a choice in the matter. That's all it did, is either choose how it's literally choose how this character dies. That is literally so aggravating.
this looks to be some kind of factory for weapons parts.
And then she was supposed to be basically the Uncle Ben of that story, the character that ends up dying. She's supposed to be the Uncle Ben type character of the game. You know, a character that supposedly has so much relevance that hardly ever gets mentioned. You know, outside of random plot details. And also the beginning of the story, too. That gets killed off by random thug number A. Letter A. Like, they're literally the same character. If you think about it. Except, one's a female and one's male. That's the only difference I can think of. I also didn't really care for how they handled the racism in the game. Like, sure, it was good, but it wasn't as well written as what it could have been.
Nice.
You know? Like the racism aspect of the game was good and all, but it just wasn't, you know, handled to the best extent that it could have been. Like, it was still good, but it's not handled the best.
All those metal parts you just picked up.
Wait, I'm just gonna wait. Oh man, I can't get back to the metal parts. Darn it. Well, I guess I could always try this. I guess I could always, you know, go back whenever I do die and collect more sunstone crystals. Or maybe collect ones right here. You know, and that would just make this entire fight basically meaningless. All I had to do was just use special attack and then boom, I instantly throw one punch and then I win. literally the entire fight right there. I said earlier in the video, I'm not collecting those.
More weapons parts. We'll need to find a better target. Shutting down this building isn't going to accomplish much.
The whole argument of males and females not being able to be friends without some kind of, sexual or romantic matter going into it is so stupid. Like, it is so stupid that that's not even funny. It's not even the funny kind of stupid. Like, I've actually known some people that were genuinely, I've known some males that were genuinely friends with females. And yet, did they have any romantic or sexual interest in them? No. And neither did that, and neither did the females. So that whole argument is really stupid. Like, it is so stupid to make that kind of argument. It's basically just a saying, oh, video games cause violence or anime is for kids. That is literally the same kind of argument right there. Those are all three of those are very stupid arguments. The video games cause violence thing, yeah, that's a stupid argument. Because, for one, there has been research done that proves that video games do not directly cause the violence. That they do not directly lead to violence. Anime's not for kids. Well, have you seen stuff like Attack on Titan, Berserk, Tokyo Ghoul, and countless other examples? Have you seen that stuff? Yeah, that's not for kids. And I forgot to mention ecchi series. That's obviously not for kids. If you actually learn what ecchi is. Like, that is not for kids, and it's clearly not. Like, and also there's a lot of elements involved with anime that is definitely not for kids. They're like the excessive violence aspect of it. The weird accidental groping scenes that randomly happen in certain series or whatever. And the anime pervert characters. Yeah, that's a better way to move. Right there. So I gotta loop back around. That's a stupid way to do anything. Wait. Looks like there's something collectible. Which I'm gonna try and collect some more armor. Wait, no, I'm not. There might be some behind that wall. And I'm definitely not going back around. Considering how long the drudge already was. But honestly, there are a lot of series right now that are currently suffering from a lot of poor writing decisions. And obvious poor writing decisions too. And if you actually watched the series, you would actually realize the poor writing decisions. I mean, come on. Look at the series written by Bibsy Pop or whatever. Like literally, all they really ever do is enforce a really stupid and kind of exploitative, and wait, no, not kind of, very exploitative, gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever relationship. Like, usually the relationships in the Vivzy Pop series are very exploitative and hardly ever consensual, if ever at all. And the ones that actually do end up being consensual, yeah, they somehow make that non-consensual. They also put non-consensual aspects into those too. Like, come on. Is Vivzy Pop literally just about, extortion, like all kinds of sex crimes and stuff like that? Is that literally all she's ever gonna put in her shows for the relationships of her series? For the relationships featured? Like, come on, that's literally featured in like 99 or 100% of the series that she has made herself. Which she does have allegations of actually stealing the plots of her series, on top of every other allegation she's faced. Which, judging by how many allegations she has, more than likely is true.
They seem to be assembling
especially since, once she tries to make a response to one, another one comes out of the same thing that is more viable than the last. Like, can't you just stay out of that garbage for one day? For 1 second, actually? Hey, there's more armor pieces. I thought I wasn't gonna make it to that threshold that I needed. But yeah, if there does end up being a boss for this area, I'm gonna try and lock in for that. But only if there does end up being one. I'm gonna turn off my mic. Okay, how did that hit me? I didn't even see anything hit me. So that one was more deserving of a hit. Okay. Time for the 4 big goblins. Okay, now I'm finally in this area. Like, I think I'm supposed to go over here. I think I saw a lever. Yeah, I did. Okay, that should make things a lot easier. Okay, now there's another lever that I could pull. But I gotta tell you, The Legend of Korra, it is so forgettable. I can't even, like, the only character that I even remember out of the series is just Korra herself, and that's only because she's the namesake of the series. Like everything in that series was so undeserved. And don't you think it's weird how Korra is supposed to be the Avatar, which is the most powerful character in the series, in the entire franchise, yet she never really ever gets any solo victories, like without some kind of outside help? No wonder they're making her the villain of the upcoming new series. No wonder they're doing that, because she was so undeserving of being the Avatar. Because if you remember, she doesn't even fit the 3 requirements for the elements. She doesn't even, like, hardly even anything about her character even meets any of that. And she somehow mastered 3 bending elements by the time she was 4. Like, she is just overpowered for the sake of being overpowered. That's the kind of characters that I utterly despise. Like, and don't bring up Goku here, because he actually trains to get to his level. And he's still training and to try and be better than the people that are actually above him in strength. So don't bring up him in that argument. He actually trains. So don't bring up Goku in that situation. Korra didn't even train it. Like, he hardly ever trained. She only trained for what? A max of like 5 years? And she already mastered like all 4 bending elements by the time she was what, 30? 20 or 30? If that doesn't scream undeserving, then what will? And I'm not saying that because she's a woman. She literally mastered 4 unique bending styles by the time she reached 20. Again, don't bring up Aang there, because he actually trained for all 4 bending elements, while Korra only trained for 1. 1 out of all 4. Aang, he actually had a reason to learn all 4 elements. Because there was a literal war going on. Whenever Korra became Avatar, there was no war, no major conflict. Heck, there was literally no reason for her to, actually be the Avatar, until after she started training to become an airbender. So what was the point of her being the Avatar? If no one knew anything until she actually, started learning airbending.
Hello, Doctor.
Conflict wasn't even as widespread as the war from Avatar.
But how?
Do you mean what happened after you left me to die?
Wait, what?
After I fell into the chasm, goblins found me and brought me to their leader, Gundahar. He nursed me back to health.
Oh god, she's alive.
Well, mostly anyway.
This literally makes no
leg
sense.
never really was the same again.
Outside of them never finding the body.
If I didn't find you, it's because you were already gone.
So you say.
It's the truth. So, what about all this?
Gundahar needed my help, and I gave it to him. First, I made better weapons and better armor, so he could defend himself against those goblin tribes that would hurt him. And later, I made other things.
You know the weapons you have built have been used against our settlements.
I know now. I guess Gundahar took care of his enemies in the goblin tribes and began looking for a way to take revenge on humans for the Crystal Wars. As soon as I learned,
oh my god, this plotline makes no sense.
I'm so sorry for everything.
It makes no sense.
We're together again now. Please, we don't have much time. Come with me.
No.
What? Why not?
I've caused far too much suffering and destruction.
And how come she doesn't even look like she even aged at all?
I see.
While he's clearly aged.
If you ever change your mind, please, call me. No matter where I am, I will come for you. I promise.
Goodbye, Doctor.
This plotline makes no sense. If they really loved each other like they did, why is she abandoning him now? Well, I'm gonna end today's video here. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Wait, actually, yeah, bye-bye.